Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for a little calibria. This is going to be my first little video recording, and I hope it works out so well. So, this is my account. I'm War. Pretty, pretty basic name and everything. Everybody knows me, and I'm on America Server 1. So, here's all the fun little people chatting. So, for today's video, I was going to show a few of my units and the key units that I think you really need to build to start off. So, the first unit that I always recommend, if you can summon it, it's a Nat 4, which overall is a really easy thing to get in this game, would definitely be Demonic Swordsman. My build is a little bit odd because I built with a lot of attack on it. So it's a little bit odd there, but the basic setup is speed, crit rate, and whatever you want for your slot 6. You can put hit because his skill 2 has a little bit of a little extra onto it. But the biggest thing is you need speed, you need 100% crit rate, and just go from there. The skill that you need, and the reason why he is one of the top tier, if not the best Nat 4 in the game, in my opinion, would be this one. Once it's all the way skilled up, it's a 100% chance to restore 20% of all allies' energy every single time he critical hits. His skill 1 hits 2 times, so that means 2 times he procs that skill, that passive skill, buffing his entire team's energy 40%. Same thing with the skill 2, another 40% buff. Now, on top of that, which is already one of the best skills in the entire game, this one reduces the target's defense. This one stuns them and has a decently high chance to stun and a decent small chance to defense break. But the biggest part is this passive right here. Once you get this up, you'll see, once I start making more videos in the future, this is going to be a very, very key unit inside of Vapor Dreamland, normal and hard, which, as of right now, I would show you guys, but I kind of already have it beaten. So, kind of can't show any more on the Vapor Dreamland side. So, that's the first unit that I think everybody should really look into and start working on and building. A few other key units that you should probably look at doing is Una. She's got several skills that make her good. She's another Nat 4 and something you get really early on. We'll go a little bit more over that later. This is probably the most common and easiest to get and most helpful unit in the game, and that would be Windwalker. Next would be Rock Golem, and he is mainly used for this. He is used very, very often. Every time he's attacked, he puts up a shield equivalent to his HP percent, and as you can tell, I've got a pretty decent amount of HP on him. I've got just random runes on them, nothing specific, just HP, 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 with some HP subs wherever you can get them. Just more and more HP subs everywhere you can get them. Nothing crazy, but he does a lot. For the next couple Nat 4s that I think people overlook and are actually really good would be Centaur and Minotaur Chief. Minotaur Chief is actually one of the units for fusion. You'd be surprised at how good he really is. So on Centaur, he's best for his passive. The 70% chance goes up to 100% once he's fully skilled. But whenever one of your ally units is going to die, he prevents that death, sacrifices some of his own HP, and heals that unit based off of his defense. So if you build him super tanky like this, you can use different rune sets. I just threw whatever runes I had at the time on him. I got will on him, or immunity on him, just because it worked. I had them, and He just needs basic sets. He doesn't need anything crazy special. I put it defense, defense, defense. Try to get some HP subs and just go with it like that. You could do defense, HP, defense, any HP, HP, defense, any combination of those. But you want as much HP and defense as you can on him because he is the one you want to live for as long as you can get. Minotaur Chief. He is another underrated unit that, in my opinion, if paired with the Centaur, is really powerful. Minotaur Chief is best for his passive as well. That 70% goes up to 100%, meaning he can never take more than 15% of his max HP whenever he's attacked. So no matter how hard that unit is going to hit, they'll never kill him in one shot. And then this is where he is very helpful paired with the Centaur. This protect skill is on a 2-turn cooldown for a 3-turn protect. Whenever the ally is attacked, the Minotaur Chief absorbs that damage. And remember, passive, no matter how hard he is hit, he's never going over 15% of his max HP. So that other ally never goes over 15% max HP. So pair that with a Centaur. Centaur prevents the death of him, and he is protecting him from dying. So he's taking damage, it's going over to him, which is getting reduced. So even if you smack him, you're going to have to smack him. And they just pair so incredibly well together. They both have more skills that are really good. He has a skill 1 defense break with a decent chance, 100% trigger rate. He has an AoE stun, pretty low trigger rate for the stun, but it's useful. It has helped me a few times here and there. Another nice little 3-star unit you might want to build on the side, not a main project, would be Jungle Heart. She's good for a little bit of healing. She's got a nice heal and give it immunity for the whole team. Get that up there. And then this is where she's really good, and I'll describe her more in a future video. And Goblin Engineer, this is a unit I very strongly recommend building, because whenever I start showing you some Vapor Dreamland teams, he is key. He has no runes on him currently, but I just swapped some runes from another nuker and put them onto him, and you'll see that later. But he is used for this skill. And I'll show you more a little bit later on. But aside from those, there's some other fun toys like Pharaoh. I've put runes on him here and there. He's a fun little unit. Now, this is a unit I very strongly recommend building. Ogre is probably one of the most broken Nat 4s in the game currently for this skill right here. It says 25%, but it goes up to 30% chance to ignore the cooldown after using the skill and immediately use the skill once more to do half of the damage. Doesn't sound all that powerful, but this 30% chance seems nowhere near 30%. I've had this skill right here, because it works with either first or second, but this specific one, I like to use this second skill because it has a chance to reduce the energy of the things that he's hitting, and it's an AoE. So he hits all enemies and chance to reduce the energy and burn them both, and it can be devastating. I've had him during Vapor Dreamland, I've had him, and I've counted it, and I plan to start recording it and seeing just how crazy he can go. I've had it go 21 times. So he hit with this burning path 21 times and never stopped. It just kept going and going and clearing an entire Vapor Dreamland hard floor, basically all on his own in one go. It was nuts. Aside from that, there's stuff obviously that you want to build, and we'll be going over those at a later date, and I'll be showing a little bit here in a minute. Now, another thing that I wanted to do today is Inferno Dreamland. Inferno Dreamland is the new content in the game where you go into other areas of the countries, different places and everything, the Europe, Asia, America, worldwide servers, and you fight people. Usually it shows you where they're from. I'm not sure who this is and where they're from, but we'll be figuring that out. And I'm going to try to go over a few of these, maybe complete all of them, and show you my teams that I'm going to use and possibly some teams you could use. This right here is my standard team. Got speed, crit damage, attack on her. For her, just a generic build. Just speed, speed, speed. Whatever runes you can put on her, as long as it's fast. Mine is not that fast, but I haven't been farming a whole lot for the agile sets. This succubus, she is a little bit here and there. I got speed, HP, hit. You don't necessarily need to do that exact same build. Mine is sanctified, so she has the Hawkeye skill on her, which is this skill right here, which makes it so that she has even more hit, so she lands all the skills that you want, making her really powerful. But now let's get into this. So I'll show you this little team and what it does. This team, it's pretty basic. They're super, super low level. Don't really need to, explain too much on this guy. And then, now for anybody that doesn't know, Arcanist is an extremely powerful hero for this skill right here. Spreads it to the other units. She has almost no hit, so mine normally doesn't spread it very effectively, but you saw how the Angel of Death got stunned? That's from her skill. Now this is where she gets absolutely insane. It won't show very well in this, but she hits 8 times with this skill, doing massive damage. And they are already dead before she even uses them all. So, another one, super low level. Don't really need to explain a whole lot here. We'll just quick clear this and move on. Once we hit something with a little bit more difficulty, I'll give you a little bit more information and try to clear up some. But I can show you the diffuse skill. For some people that are always asking me, what should I use Arcanist for? She's a nuker. She's a disgustingly good arena offense nuker. She's also good inside of Vapor Dreamland, and I'll be showing you guys that later whenever I make that video. And let's see if it works. Yep, there you go. Stunned another 2 other teammates on their team, and now she's set up for a nuke. Instantly cleared the whole team. And she does that even in top level arenas. Yep, just another low level player. Don't really need to describe too much on this. At the low level these are at, realistically, you just need to just pick whatever you got and go with it. And there you go. Spread out to another 2. And now just instant nuke. Now on to the next one. Yep, still just another one. Sorry to bore anybody, but as soon as we hit some harder teams, I've had a lot of people asking me oh, there you go. That time she spread it to all the team. That is what Arcanist is really powerful for. And now, here you go. Another 30k damage per crit. And she hits 8 times for anybody that wants to do that math. Oh, another nice easy defense. Low level. Not really much to say. It's kind of just whatever they had they threw together to make a defense. Not really anything worth, commenting on. And, I don't need to use the diffuse skill. I can just nuke them, but I'm showing that for anybody that hasn't known how to use it. Because a lot of people ask me, what can I use Arcanist for? Well, here you go. This is a little bit of a stronger team, but realistically, they only have 1 actually built 6-star. Still not even max levels. Well, 2 6-stars, still not max level. They're not fast, they're not strong. Really won't do anything. So just again, and you can use the same kind of team composition with Windwalker, any defense breaker, and I can show you after this battle what I mean by any defense breaker. Oh, jeez. Come on, Enchantress. Give everybody else a chance. Alright. For this, you could use Succubus, which is technically the best defense breaker in the game for this skill right here. Gives herself immunity and attack buffs all of your team, and defense breaks their whole team. That's the key that you want, is defense breaking the enemy team. Another unit you could possibly use, where is she? Right here. The white. She has this skill right here. Unleash a Fatal Howl to defense break all enemy targets. And it goes up to a modest 70% chance. Not great, but it is a skill that you can defense break the entire enemy team. So for anybody wondering, this is a 3-star unit that you can use in place of Succubus. May not be the same quality as Succubus, but it's a Nat 3 in place of a Nat 5. So you can use her in place of Succubus if you're lower level and you need to get that figured out. Another no-brainer, just really slow, really easy random team. They just got thrown together. Let's go along and see how this works out real quick. And as you can tell, she hits a lot. Again, nice simple team. They got 2 nukers, but they're super slow. And see, there you go. They got that defense break on them right there. Unleash Fatal Howl to use defense break. That's what a lot of teams could use if you don't have a Succubus. So if you don't have Succubus, white is a good, feasible unit to use. Now, in place of, say, her, let's go with another nuker that I could use. Because some people don't have Arcanist. What else could you use? And same thing with Enchantress. Enchantress could be replaced. Could be any number of people. Or you could just do Windwalker, Defense Breaker, and a couple others. But I like to use that for the speed lead. Enchantress is just there for the speed lead and the diffuse on the Arcanist. And then let's go with Spider Queen. She's got my hardest hitting runes of all my units. She's got attack, crit damage, attack. She's got a good bit of attack on her. Almost 200% crit damage. A good 94% crit rate. And she hits like a freight train. And I'll show you right now just how hard she hits. Most people don't realize, but if you build up a good Succubus, or a good Spider Queen, you will not lose on a damage dealing effect. Now there's 2 different skills. Since they're all the same element as her, evil, I'll just use a trapping web. But whenever I run into a team that's heavy on, say, the other elements, I might use the arachnid, just because I'm not a huge fan of fighting something and having a chance at not critting. So we'll just do this. We'll slow it down, and this is how hard my trapping web from a Succubus hits. Yeah, I saw about 85, which isn't too bad. Could be worse, could be better. See, they have a very, very similar team, but they've got a Medusa in place of my Succubus, which could work. And this kind of a team, once built out, is going to be just like mine, except for they're going to be stunning with Medusa instead of using a Succubus. And there you go. That's how that would work. Not bad, but I outspeed their Windwalker by a large margin. So we'll see. I'll show you just what happens when you do speed versus speed. It's always who outspeeds who in this kind of a team. And then that right there is why Enchantress is queen. Stuns their Windwalker, so she cannot go. Reduces her everything. She can't move. See? And that right there is why my Spider Queen is not commonly used. she's so slow that she gets cut in by enemy teams. So let's see how that Windwalker is an element that I don't have superiority over. Switch over to the Arachnid army, and now they're all green, so I have element advantage. This right here is what I use very often. And that does another 50 to 80 grand, depending upon how weak the target was. And now here you go again. Another Windwalker. This one's got a lot more speed on it, but it's using this crit rate leader skill. Doesn't have a speed lead at all. So her speed is only 201. Not boosted, not anything. Mine is a speed lead on top of mine. So I'll show you this. Let's go in here with this. I'm gonna break this video up. I'm gonna do the first 15 on this video, pause, stop it, end the recording, go over to the next recording, and I'll start up a new recording for the other second 15. See, now 2 of them are element advantage, so the trapping web may not crit on them. Oh, never mind. I forgot her 94% crit rate kind of goes over that anyway. All right, here you go. Let's see, how fast are you? Oh, that's slow. Wow. That's a lot of slow stuff. So for a team like that, they have no real speed on any of their units, so they're realistically not a threat to pretty much anybody. As long as you outspeed them, you can do you can do whatever you want to this team. They're not tanky, they're not anything. They're really just sitting there. Just outspeed them and hit them with whatever you want, and they can't do anything back the entire time. So there you go with that. Always target the charm on their fastest unit. Usually it's going to be somebody like the Druid, but in this team it doesn't really matter. There you go, and squish. Ooh, this could be a little bit more interesting. Ah, there you go. This will be the first team where I can actually get to show you guys something other than this team. So the reason for it is this passive right here. This means she's always going to be the first unit to go. No matter what speed anybody else is, it reduces their speed to what she has. So no speed that you have can ever go above hers. You can have 1,000 speed, it's not going to matter. So what you need to do against teams like this, where there's the Spider Queen passive, and then him, usually they put the other passive. That, I'm not sure why they put that on him, but usually they use his passive. This is a very good team to show you what kind of team comps I use against it. Now there's different teams you could use against this specific team. This is the one I use. And there's many other things I can do. I could take these out. I could take all of these out and replace them with all sorts of different stuff. But let me see if I can make a little bit more friendly free-to-play unit. That's a Nat 3. Let's see here. We can do the Nat 4s. And I may fail this, so don't quote me on winning this one right off the bat. I can try him in there. I don't think that's the best idea, but we can try it like that. See, now this is 3 Nat 4s and a Nat 3, and that's 4 Nat 5s on their team. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have the same rune quality I do, but even a basic player can get these same units, and if you can put even semi-decent runes on them, it can still work. And now let's see how this works out. I may lose, and I might have to use a better team, but we'll see how it works out. See, and there you go. That right there is why that Centaur and that Golem paired together are so good. The Golem, if you see the shields that are all over all of my units, that is why he is so good. See, just did my AoE stun, pop his shield up, and now starts the fun. And this right here is why the demonic swordsman is so good. And I put him on attack because, as you can see, he can do some pretty good damage. Oh, that's just reflect damage. Oh, and there you go. See, the centaur has his nice little shield up. He cannot be killed. None of these units can be killed. The demonic swordsman can die 100 times and not have anything affect him. So let's stun. Doesn't stun. Now AoE stun. Boom. And kill her. And see, guys, still absolutely full teams. Nobody's hurt. Too bad. Nobody's dead. Centaur's keeping everybody alive, and he's at full life. And this is all working just to plan. And boom, boom. Now remember, this is Nat 3s and Nat 4s. So everybody that's crying about, oh, I don't have the stuff, these are Nat 3s and 4s. You have the stuff. You just need to actually care enough to use it. Now, he is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. And honestly, I don't know if they've got enough damage unless they pop that defense break to actually kill him. There we go. Pop that defense break. Come on. Now, if this demonic swordsman can actually pop off a little bit, which is what I'm waiting for. Come on, you got Berserk on you. He's trying to survive. He tanks out a lot. There we go. Come on, demonic. Come on. There you go. See, all Nat 3, Nat 4 team beat a whole Nat 5 team. And it worked. I heard a lot of people complain about that team, saying that that team right there gave them so much trouble. Which is entirely possible. Now here is a team that I actually think is going to be quite interesting. And there's a few ways you guys can counter this kind of team. Now, like I said, I can do my usual team right here. They're all immunity, they're all in Berserk, they're super powerful team. This team right here would completely crush their team, and I wouldn't even have a single problem doing it. And I've done it many, many, many times. I've crushed most teams with that team I just showed you just now. But let's see if I can do something a little bit different. Something people might have a few of them. So there we go. We've got a nice little Draconian Princess. I got her on Despair Immunity. Speed, HP. She's got decent speed, decent enough HP. Could be a whole lot higher. Could be a lot lower too. And now let's try and see if I can come up with... No, I'm not going to use him right here. He's brand new. Could put him in there. No. Let's go with somebody a little bit different. We can go him and her. Since a lot of people are always fighting to try to get Medusa. Oh, wait, no. They got her. Yeah, that's not going to work out too well. Do I have a good stripper that could work against this kind of... Oh, yeah. I forgot. She's a stripper. Oh, how do I forget these things? So that's all there. And just so I can top up the healing, you could use Celine. You could use just about any healer. She is just the healer of choice for me. She is my bread and butter healer. Speed, defense, HP. She's got decent HP, defense, speed. Got a good bit of resistance on her. And that's the basic way you want to build a Celine. She's got a nice heal on her, nice heal, and a little bit of a slow. And this team right here will, I can almost guarantee 100% will beat that team. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle because I'm not using my strongest, and I'm using stuff like the Centaur, which is, granted, one of my side units I almost never use, in Rock Golem, just because it's 3-star to help you guys, but let's try it out. So, Rock Golem is here. If you see nobody's got the shield up, boom. And now Rock Golem popped out, and now look at everybody's shielded. Everybody's immune. Everybody's ready to go. And now, with her, this is a buff strip. I don't know how effective it is. It doesn't always work out so well. But it seems to work out well. So everybody's so afraid of a flame spirit. Rock Golem just hard counters it. Do you see how nobody's hurt at all? That's the rock spirit, 100%. The Rock Golem completely hard counters the flame spirit in every way. So this is the hardest nuker right here. Squish her, and now look. Everybody's still at full life. Everybody's fine. The Golem, I'm not worried about him dying. He's not going to be dying anytime soon. See? Nice full heal. Everybody's now fully healed up. Golem is keeping everybody alive. You can pair Golem with just about any team to take out any of these tanky teams and win almost 100% of the time. Right here, that's working right there. Centaur paired with Golem. Bam. All you need. Stun. Oh, there we go. And let's see if I can get... Yep, there you go. And because he's got a fancy little enchantress over there, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot to this Golem. And she's going to keep proccing the shield. See, I don't even care if my Selene gets low on life. Centaur's there to completely full healers, or keep her from dying. Aw, you hit Golem. That's a bad idea. Full HP, and now it's cleared. Just cleared the entire team with mostly easy to get units. You could have replaced that healer with just about anybody. Ooh, I heard they said that this run was a lot harder. Ooh, this is going to be juicy. This is a team I heard a lot of people just failed over and over and just couldn't clear. Now, I could play around with this exact same team. The same team should work, but it'll take forever. And in all honesty, I'm not interested in taking forever to just beat this team. And this video is already wicked long. So we're going to go with a little bit more oomph to the team. And this is the kind of team I use regularly. This is my bread and butter team. I need to skill this guy up, but this is my bread and butter team. I do a lot with this team. So you are going to see what in America 1 server is considered one of the top teams in the game. It does pretty well. Full immunity, full berserk. They can fling their damage around, and they've done effectively nothing. Full heal up, and now the key to this team is this Dragoon right here. Pick whatever you want, specifically a booster, a buffer, anything like that, and duel with them. Usually it's good for a Succubus, Windwalker, anything like that. You do it like that, you immobilize their buffer, their defense breaker, their anything like that, and that takes them off the board. Meaning the rest of the team is now going to be left high and dry. It's good for taking out their healer, their buffer, the Elven Queen, whatever. You duel with them, they are out of the picture, and now you're free to do what you want with the rest of the team. Now, usually I would have gone for Archmage because he's at full life, but I know very well how disgusting this guy can be. So we are going to try to kill off the Loki. And now they're going to keep going for him, and he's a tanky unit. So let's stun. Oh, not a stun. So let's squish him. And now, there you go. Slow him down. And see? And now he comes out of his HP break. Stun him. And now, if I wanted to, I could just squish the Windwalker. But since he's already passive blocked, I'm just going to go for that guy. And full team again. Full life. Full team is at full life. And we'll just squish him. Slow him down. And now for the AoE. Kill and almost kill. Squish. Full life, full team. Didn't have any issues. Oh, geez. Looks like somebody was going crazy on my defenses. Look at that. I'll have to go say thank you to somebody later. Now, ooh, another fun little team. Look at that. This week is really, really fun. I'm going to use this exact same team because these are all 4 of these units have passives. And this Monkey King right here, with this passive skill right here, he disables target's passives with a 100% chance when it's fully skilled up. This skill right here is the reason Monkey King is one of, if not the best unit in the game. You can, in place of him, if you want a free-to-play option, you could use the Vampire. It's not as good as the Monkey King, but it is a very, very solid second. So in place of Monkey King, you can always swap him out for the Vampire himself. I don't have him fully 6-star and built because, well, I have the Monkey King. But you can flop him in at any point. He's not as good, but he gets the job done just as well. And if you want another silence the passive, you can always use him. He will also silence passive skills, which is another really effective thing. But we'll go with this. This will be a nice, easy clean. And then I'm going to end this video and I will show you the next video. See, they've all got immunity, which most people are going to have a whole lot of trouble with. My team is full immunity, his team is full immunity. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go for him. Uh-oh. They're all built up, ready to go. What should I do? Remember the dual skill? That is going to be key later on. Not going to do the dual skill because the one I want to target is the Draconian Princess. She's the stripper. She's the one that's going to be doing the weird, crazy stuff. So what I want to do right now is just keep targeting him. Since he's already passive blocked, we can just squish him really nice and good. Yeah, that wasn't a great idea for him to hit the monkey on the revenge. Alright, let's go with duel on her. Boom. Now the Draconian Princess is completely out of the picture. Squish that. And now all passives are blocked. Oh, can't slow him yet. Let's go with him since he's passive blocked. And now heal him up. I really wish Kong, my Asura, had some way to passively cause them to target him. But you can't really pick on that. So 2 of their units are down. The Lich King is basically useless in this kind of this situation. And now I can just bully the last little guys. Since the passives are blocked, this Draconian Princess is doing nothing. The Destruction Idol is doing nothing. It's effectively just kill and just walk through it. You could do the same thing with a vampire team, with the vampire. You could do the same with Hattori, but it's going to be a 1 by 1 by 1. You're going to have to silence and then kill them 1 by 1. So it's a little bit less effective, but the vampire is more effective for that. And squish. And there you go. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the normal mode for this completed. And anybody wanting to know the rewards, you get that, that, and ooh, now that is a good pull. Not the best, but it's usable. 6-star legendary with hit percent. That I can make use of. And let's see, will I get another good one? Not bad. Definitely not the worst. Definitely not the best. And anybody wanting to know the rewards from this, I'll be showing the actual rest of it in the next video. And this will be it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.